As a matter of national security, you should be teaching your children and training them to learn the truth. For every innovation and invention is founded upon the truth. Everything that we achieve and Western civilization achieved came from the truth, not lies. You want to tell somebody who failed that they passed, and you want my children to go to such a school. And then everything goes up, and people like cannot afford a private school. That's how you can build a society. Then you turn around and envy the Asians that understands hard work, that wants to know everything. They take it back to China to build China. And country like Nigeria, when their citizens in diaspora come to visit their mother and their family, they will kill them. Some of them, they tag IPOB. When China were paying money to their citizens in America to bring, and that's how they stole everything and built everything for their nation. And there is no longer a secret. Even in the higher scientific endeavors, they have taken over. And then you want to jealous them? That's malicious, and God forbids it. You want people to go and sit down home. And then the worst part, look, I'll tell you what I see. And what I have seen and what is being shown unto me. You see, small businesses are going to close down some more. And there are nobody to work in the industries and factories, in places. They are going to sit down on this hustle mentality that have been developed. Yes, it's okay for people to start their own business, to be an entrepreneur. Those are the things we should support, because they can employ those who are not gifted in that area. Everybody is not going to be an entrepreneur. Some people can work. Not to tell people to sit down home or give people the impression, especially with what COVID had done. Massive amount of people retired and out of workplace. There was no plan. Where was the strategic plan to replace those that we retired, those that brought COVID-19? Did they all not think about that before? Before you deploy such a weapon and before you engage in such a thing for whatever reason that you did it, did you ever consider the consequences to our country? Then you top it up to lie, remove ethics and lie. Oh, it was okay. It is okay. If we, even in our healthcare, if we begin to see that people don't care no more, look at the kind of division and anger, angst between brothers and sisters, black and white. Now you want to hire white people. When he sees me and black, he want to work for me because probably she's scared or he's scared. But when majority of my staff used to be white. You want to hire black people, they want what they want to hustle you. Where is the law's guidance? Equal pays, days pay for days work. Then you have created a system in order to increase a raise. Yes, it is okay for people to have a raise. But do you remember the prophecy that was given then? That it will destroy our economy. Then the message was given to Trump administration. Instead, let us produce more by increasing supply, because when you increase the supply, then the demand will force the price to drop so that the money we have can be able to buy us more, instead of emphasizing on giving people more money and carry the price up and nobody can afford anything anymore. Or if the money value system, the money will be devalued. Yes, devalued so that people can afford to buy things that are made in America. But how has it affected us? Now, a quarter of a day's job is being given to employers for a day's pay. That's on a scale. That is what God himself has forbidden us to do. And that's what has been deployed. What will it do? The small businesses are going to close shop and go home. And then we keep printing money and trying to create whatever lie and deception that you guys are doing. And before you know what happened, then you will no longer be able to print money, and there will be a depression, and people will want to work in order to eat because you can't provide for their needs. Hustle money. Tell me which great nation was built on a hustle money or hustle economy. There's a big difference between hustle and hard work. Hustle money is like to pay a side bill. You cannot use a hustle money to pay your entire bill. You need an income that is equated to the cost of living in order for you to maintain a stable life, or else it creates mental health problems, stress, anger. You will have more anarchy, more homelessness. It will cost the government more. And how are you going to pay for it? How much can you tax the rich? They will move out of America and go somewhere else. They already have plan B. The Lord calls us that we ought to know and we ought to act responsibly as leaders that are entrusted by the people for their own welfare. Just as the Lord in the passage today in the book of Deuteronomy 24 says, and calls us to pay people for equal pay for the equal work, we should also expect that what we pay for, we shall receive from those that we employed. And because of the scarcity, yes, there is a labor scarcity, quite all right, which encourages the price of, and then the cost of labor, we price that. Anybody who is in a business and whose payroll is more than 25% of the actual revenue is already in trouble. How much more if your payroll is 50% or 75%? Like in Nigeria, where 75% of the money is used to service the debt, and they're still going into debt, and you have world leaders who are encouraging them. They want to destroy Nigeria. My grandfather, and I said that from Ibuku, Zoro, that fought before someone like Zeke, who himself was betrayed by Awolowo, and out of personal anger and rivalry, political rivalry, decided now to pay Awolowo back in the agreement he made with the northern, the Saduana.